What's up, fam? Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast. So happy to be here. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, happy to be at work. While not a lot of people are. Sure, you're not at work, but I am. Hey, that's okay. That's
I'm here
okay.
too.
You're here too,
I'm
Turk.
here.
You're here too. Stop talking. Yeah, we're both here. Landshark's here. Got my daughter. Got a little Emma behind the glass over there. Maybe I'll have her come out and sit for the last half of this or something. Yeah, Mississippi State ranked number 14 in the latest college football poll. We'll do that. I'm actually not leaving this chair for a while. I'm going to record 2 podcasts. You'll only get to see one. You'll only get to see me do one, but I'll record 2, so you'll have one for the morning. I'll go ahead and publish that for tomorrow morning. And yeah, we'll talk about the Egg Bowl. We'll talk about Mississippi State being ranked number 14 in the college football playoff poll. We will talk about, let's see, what's today's top 5? I've already forgotten. I think I like it. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about Tom Mars, my favorite human being on the planet. I love Tom Mars like I love that daughter in there. Seriously, if Tom Mars came up to me tomorrow and said, I need to borrow $100,000, I'd have to figure out a way to get it. I don't know how. I would just have to figure out a way to get it. Because Tom Mars would have to be happy. I want this logo to be Mars State University. That's what I want. I love everything about that man. He's the lawyer who has been going after Ole Miss. The irony that a lawyer is the one going after Ole Miss now is just, it's so delicious I might not eat for a week. Just kidding. I'm going to eat tomorrow a lot. We're going to talk about the plea for civility from John Cohen and Ross Bjork. That's a no from me, dog. That's not going to fly. That train's not going to sail around here.
What was that? Repeat that.
What was that?
That train's not going to sail?
Nope, that train's not going to sail. Today's top 5, my favorite Ole Miss excuses during the investigation. My 5 favorite excuses / falsehoods during this investigation. Let's see who we got here. It's 11:44, or we're a little early today. A little early today, but that's okay. We wanted to be early, right, Terp?
Yes.
Attaway. You're so dynamite with your drop-ins.
Thank you. I practice
that broadcasting school is really paying off.
It is.
That 3 nights every other Tuesday. Three classes every other Tuesday is really paying off for you. I don't know about you. Let's see who we got here. Adrian D. Brown is here from Alaska. Ringgold, Georgia is here. Good morning, Ryan McMichael. Hail State from Point City. Tori Lippincott. Back at home. Visiting Point City. I'm not going to be coming home for Thanksgiving because it's about 4.5 hours drive, and I don't really want to drive. I'd rather just sit at home. We've already got our turkey and everything. Got our turkey and our vegetables. Got to stop and get some okra for some fried okra. What are you looking at me like that for, Terp?
You eat that on Thanksgiving? Is that normal?
Is that normal?
I don't eat that on Thanksgiving.
First of all, you went to Maryland, all right?
Yep.
I don't care what you eat for Thanksgiving, all right? I know what I eat for Thanksgiving.
The normal Thanksgiving dishes is what we eat.
Okay, the normal Thanksgiving dishes where I come from in Mississippi is everything. That's the normal Thanksgiving dishes. Every vegetable you eat normally, you pile it on to Thanksgiving. Yeah, you have the normal stuff like the dressing and all that. You have all that. But fried okra is fantastic. So yes, macaroni and cheese, yes. Mashed potatoes, yes. Everything. Boy, I don't know about you. I gotta tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna be able to deal with this today. Hail State from Arkansas. No Baby Bell again. Sorry, I missed Baby Bell. Stringer, Mississippi is here. Hello, Clarksdale, Mississippi. Sue Dees. Johnny Clark from Ripley, Mississippi. Hello, Saltillo. Carl Phillips checking in. Saltillo up there in Lee County. And I am saying it right. Nobody calls it Saltillo. It is Saltillo. That's how you say it. Hail State from Arkansas. Have a safe and blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you, Pamela Hilliard. All right, Terp. Should we waste any time, or should we get right to it?
Let's get after it.
Wait, I don't have my ads ready.
Just kidding.
I don't have my ads ready. I gotta get my ads so I can read them. But yeah, I'll be doing that. Go ahead and play me in. I said, go ahead and play me in.
the More Cowbell Show. Brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
That's me, Brandon Walker. More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. We're coming to you from the breathtaking SEC Country studios here in fantastic, fabulous Dunwoody, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. It's really nice outside today, the day before Thanksgiving. I know most of you are not having to work, but I am. I'm here for your enjoyment and your pleasure and your angst. Whatever emotion you get from watching me or listening to me, that's what I'm here for. So glad to be here. Glad to be talking about Mississippi State. Egg Bowl Eve. The Egg Bowl is the annual football game played between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. I'm sure you guys are aware of it. It's going to be in all the papers tomorrow. It'll be on TV tomorrow night. Mississippi State playing Ole Miss. Mississippi State 8-3. Ole Miss a lot less than 8-3. And I think Mississippi State's going to win. We'll talk about that. What have we got on today's show? I think we got a loaded show. We've got the College Football Playoff Committee continues to pay Mississippi State respect. I'm very pleased with where they have State ranked. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the tweet or the answer on winning cures everything from Mr. Tom Mars, an attorney who is representing Deontay Anderson, a safety who wants to transfer from Ole Miss, who previously represented Houston Nutt, the former coach of Ole Miss. And Tom Mars, my vote for best man on the planet. If they give that award away, that's who I'm voting for. We'll also talk about the plea for civility between Ross Bjork and John Cohen that they put out on Twitter the other day. I've been meaning to talk about this for a couple days. Haven't done it. Nice try, but I don't know. I don't know about that, guys. And today's top 5 will be my favorite Ole Miss excuses during the NCAA investigation. So that will be our show today. We're going to have a good one. First, let me go ahead and tell you right now. Hello, More Cowbell listeners. You know that Hooters is your place for game day, but did you know Hooters offers online ordering? In fact, they've teamed up with SEC Country to give you $5 off any order of $25 or more. It's simple to do. Just visit Hooters.com/to-go. Place your order for the upcoming game. Make sure you use the promo code SECFans to get your $5 off any order of $25 or more. That's online ordering at Hooters, and the orders must be placed online. So there is that. Mississippi State playing in the Egg Bowl this week. We'll get to that in just a second. But last night, the College Football Playoff Committee released, I believe it's fourth ranking, I believe. They released their 4th ranking, and Mississippi State made a little noise this week. Made a little noise nationally, and I wasn't expecting it. There was not a lot of movement in the poll this week because not a lot of big-time teams lost. I know one team in front of us, Oklahoma State, number 13, lost. But I thought we would slide up from number 16 to number 15. We had been 16, 16, 16, and now instead of going to 15 when there was a spot opened up, we went to 14. Mississippi State jumped the University of Central Florida, who is undefeated. And I just think that is fantastic. I love every bit of that. Don't make that face, Terp. Don't act like it's a surprise to you. I don't care what you think. What is wrong with you? But that is the face that most national or most all UCF fans made, which I don't care. That's the face that some national media guys made. And let's look at this. I mean, Mississippi State's getting a ton of respect from the College Football Playoff Committee, and they should. If you look in the top 25, nobody else has played 3 top 10 teams. Nobody else has played number 1, number 6, and number 7. And then Mississippi State's also played number 18 LSU, also has a road win at A&M, who's got a winning record, also has a 38-point win over Kentucky, who has a winning record. State's resume is good. It's good. And I don't care if you think Central Florida's resume is better. It's not. Under no circumstances is it better. You had national media guys saying, why is Mississippi State the highest-ranked three-loss team? Well, because they have the best resume of any 3-loss team. And they have a better resume than a lot of 2-loss teams. And they have a better resume than an undefeated team in UCF, who hasn't beaten a soul, hasn't had to beat a soul. UCF's schedule is a joke. Not even a funny one. It's just a joke. It's like a bad fart joke your dad would tell at the end of Thanksgiving dinner after everybody just wants to take a nap. Nobody's laughing. That's how bad that schedule is. I didn't see it coming, though. I'll be honest. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see Mississippi State jumping UCF, but I do see where they're coming from. I mean, we're a week removed from State going toe-to-toe with Alabama. And then people say, well, they barely beat Arkansas. Why are they jumping? Yeah, they went on the road and beat an SEC team. UCF hasn't even been asked to do that this year. UCF hasn't had to do anything that even resembles the Arkansas win. State's best win is LSU. UCF's best win is over Memphis. And that's a pretty nice win. That's an okay win. But they have nothing else behind it. A 7-point win at SMU. A canceled game against Georgia Tech. A 38-10 win over Maryland. That's not a good win. That's an embarrassing win. It doesn't matter where UCF is ranked. It really doesn't, because the highest group of 5 team in the final rankings will get a New Year's Six bowl. So it doesn't matter where they're ranked, because they're going to be the highest. They're going to be the highest ranked non-Power 5 team. So they'll be fine as long as they don't lose to South Florida or Memphis in the title game. But UCF fans on Twitter did not take this well. Not that I care, but they didn't. It's just weird to me how Mississippi State and Central Florida continually bump into each other in this college football galaxy. Like, there are teams out there that we never bump into. You know, you never had to worry about comparing or talking about Mississippi State and Iowa State or Mississippi State and Colorado. There are teams we never come in contact with, but we always seem to come in contact with UCF, whether it's over a column by Mike Bianchi down there at the Orlando Sentinel, whether it's playing them in Central or in the Liberty Bowl, beating them with their best team ever, was the Sylvester Croom team. We just always seem to bump into each other, and now we've jumped them. UCF fans are mad at us. We didn't do it. Mississippi State didn't put together your schedule. Mississippi State fans aren't responsible for Cincinnati being your best road win. I mean, that's not us. That's you guys. Don't holler at me. The bottom line here is I believe that the committee got it right. The College Football Playoff Committee, I think they got it right. And I think they continue to get it right with Mississippi State. They were the first ranking system to put Mississippi State over LSU when the coaches poll and the AP poll had their heads up their turkeys. You had the College Football Playoff Committee walk in and fix that wrong. And since then, the other 2 polls have followed their lead and put Mississippi State over LSU where they belong. And now the College Football Playoff Committee looks at what Mississippi State has done. They had 2 road games at top 10 teams, and they had a home game against number 1. Yeah, they lost those games, but you really don't hold that against them as much. You telling me UCF is going to play Alabama to a 1-score game? No, they're not. Jay Hammers on the Facebook Live says, who cares about Central Florida football? Good point. I don't, and we're going to move on. We are going to move on. But you know who I do care about? You know what I do care about? I do care about Tom Mars. Tom Mars is the attorney who represented Houston Nutt. And now he's representing Deontay Anderson. Deontay Anderson, a sophomore safety at Ole Miss from Manville, Texas, who wants out, who claims he was lied and misled to get to sign in 2016, and he wants out. And he has got Tom Mars representing him. Tom Mars was interviewed by Winning Cures Everything, a blog. I think it's a blog that does a lot of college football stuff. Are you going to get that on the screen? Because I got to read that. So his answer to one question at the end of the story was pretty much my favorite grouping of words I've ever seen in print. Outside of the Bible, hey honey, this is probably the best written thing I've ever seen. And I just want to share it with you for a second. It's on the screen right there for the Facebook Live, but if you're not looking, if you're just on the podcast, I'll read it to you. So they asked him about these Ole Miss message board rumors, this Ole Miss media rumors that Tom Mars has been colluding with Steve Robertson, who's been colluding with Dan Wolken, who's been colluding with Dan Mullen, who's been colluding with Snuffleupagus. I don't know where the train leads. But he asked him about him colluding with Steve Robertson on bringing problems to Ole Miss. Here's what Tom Mars had to say. There needs to be like hot fire behind me right now. There needs to be some sort of flame emoji. I don't know. You guys figure it out. There needs to be something. And also, can I drop this mic? It looks like a very expensive mic. I probably shouldn't drop it, should I?
Yeah, don't drop that.
Yeah, no, it's expensive. Get my screen. I got to have that. Here's what Tom Mars said. The people who are posting messages saying or suggesting that I'm part of some conspiracy with Steve Robertson or the NCAA, or that I'm being paid by outside interest, need to get a grip on reality. Preach! Woo! Preach, Tom Mars. Okay, sorry, calm down. Those assertions are totally false. While that kind of nonsense, get them, being posted on message boards doesn't bother me at all, me either, I'm starting to feel sorry for these people. Been there for years, man. Someone needs to tell them, and I'd be glad to, that they'd be mortified if they knew just how delusional they sound to level-headed people when they embrace these crazy conspiracy theories. Oh my gosh. What's more, oh, here it comes. Here comes the big finish. I feel like I got to stretch for this. This is so good. Let's stick the landing here. What's more, nobody outside of Oxford cares enough about Ole Miss football to spend 1 minute being part of a conspiracy to hurt the school or its football program. If these fanatic Ole Miss fans aren't happy about all the recent challenges facing the football program, I'd suggest they take a cold, hard look at how the Ole Miss leadership brought this on themselves. If they need to blame someone in order to feel better about themselves, that would be the rational place to start. And the angels sing. Oh my goodness, Greg. Put it back up there one real quick time. Put it back up there just for a second. I just want to go back and read one piece once more. This was my favorite part. Nobody outside of Oxford cares enough about Ole Miss football to spend 1 minute being part of a conspiracy to hurt the school or its football program. I don't want to die early, but if I do, that's a good place to start for my tombstone. In fact, I'm thinking about getting it tattooed on myself at some point. Perhaps on my chest. I need that paragraph tattooed on me somewhere. I'm scared of needles, so don't tell me it's going to happen. Just do it. All right? Put me in a coma and just do it. Tom Mars, I got to tell you, I have had a podcast for a couple of years. I've been on this particular network for 9 months. And Tom Mars just summed up my entire platform. The stuff that has helped me rise to somebody that people listen to. He summed up my entire platform that I built in 9 months in about 9 sentences. Tom Mars dropped the mic here. It is perfect. It is the perfect response to that question. Just line by line. You want to be mad at somebody? Be mad at the coaches who thought they had to cheat egregiously to turn Ole Miss into a winner. Be mad at the administration who let it happen. Be mad at the coach who, instead of recruiting or whatever he was supposed to be doing, was calling escorts. Be mad at the loaner card, the people that got loaner cars. Be mad at the players who had their hands out. Be mad at everybody who had a hand in this. But it wasn't Steve Robertson. It wasn't Tom Mars. Those are crazy conspiracy theories. If you think Tom Mars, Dan Mullen, and Steve Robertson are sitting somewhere right now thinking about how to bring down the Ole Miss football program, you are disconnected from reality. Nobody had to think about how to take them down. They took themselves down. The others are just staring at the ashes and laughing. And Tom Mars is laughing at you, Ole Miss. He's already made you look bad once by getting you to apologize to a coach who went 2-10 this last year, and he's probably going to do it again. Moving on. Nice try, John Cohen. Nice try, Ross Bjork. I understand the need to plead for civility, to ask Mississippi State and Ole Miss fans that, hey, please treat each other nicely. Please don't be raucous. Don't be rude to each other. Let's be nice come Egg Bowl. Let's be sweet to each other. I get it. I do. I mean, that's a professional thing to do. This game represents so many indelible memories and unites people from every corner of our wonderful state. I don't know if I agree with that. Friends, neighbors, and coworkers from both sides come together for one day as one Mississippi to celebrate our state's greatest rivalry. Please join us in enjoying the tradition of the Egg Bowl in a respectful and positive manner. Ross Bjork signed it. John Cohen signed it. I don't know about this one, dog. I'm not sure that one found the mark. I think State fans are pretty comfortable with who they are right now, and Ole Miss fans, well, I've been noticing them. I'm pretty sure it goes back hundreds of years. They're pretty comfortable with who they are, and I don't think it's going to change. It is a toxic rivalry. That's true. But the toxicity is coming from the other side right now because they're all mad. They're in trouble, and they think it's our fault. It's always most toxic in this rivalry when Ole Miss is not on top of the rivalry. You ever notice that? When State's winning and upsetting the perfect little utopia over there, that's when it's really toxic. I mean, I can't go on a State message board right now and find posts saying we should go burn all the buildings down in Oxford, but I do see that on Ole Miss message boards about Starkville. I can't see any threats to media members in Oxford, but I can go on Ole Miss message board and see threats to Steve Robertson. Just saying. Just saying. You need to get to the root of this. If you really want to change things, get to the root of it. It's going to be a shorter podcast today because I'm actually going to be recording a second one soon, so we'll go ahead and get to today's top 5. Today's top 5, my favorite Ole Miss excuses during this investigation. My favorite Ole Miss excuses during this investigation. Now, I said excuses. You could also call it falsehoods or fibs. I think there's another word out there. Here are my top 5 Ole Miss fan excuses, media excuses, what have you, whoever made it at the time, from this entire 2 or 3 year investigation, depending on who you talk to. It's been hilariously entertaining. It's been something we've watched from afar. We have watched this thing grow from 9/3 to there is no investigation to whatever. Here are my 5 favorite excuses from this. Number 5, there is no investigation. What are you talking about? There's no investigation. There's no proof the NCAA's been looking into us. Who cares what Steve Robertson says? That guy's a felon. That guy has tattoos and a ponytail. You're going to listen to him? There's no investigation. Oh, yeah, that investigation. Oh, yeah. Well, that one is just basketball and track. That's all that. Well, okay, it's some football. It's some football, but it's on the old staff. Okay. It is on this staff. It is on the staff, but the most egregious stuff is on Houston Nutt. Okay, all right. We're sorry. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? That all actually happened. But it started with there is no investigation. Acting like it wasn't, the NCAA wasn't on campus. Acting like nothing was going to happen. And then lo and behold, here we are 2 years later, waiting for the hammer to come down. And then after the Egg Bowl, NCAA is going to hand their punishment down. Number 4, and this might be my personal favorite, but number 4, the Opportunity Fund. Let me say that again. The Opportunity Fund. Have you ever heard of this? No, you've never heard of this. You have never heard of this. You know why? Because it might be a real thing, but it's not a real thing to cover what they were acting like it was going to cover. The Opportunity Fund came about after the 2016 NFL Draft when Laramie Tunsil, the offensive tackle for Ole Miss, went on national TV, and he was asked, did you ever get paid by an Ole Miss coach? And he'd have to say, yeah. I'd have to say, yeah. And there were texts about asking coaches to pay his mom's light bill for $300 and something or something. Go see Barney. We all remember the text. And somehow, some way, an Ole Miss media member or fan figured out, let's say it was an opportunity fund. Let's say there's a fund out there to pay players' light bills. That's not true at all. But they actually thought it covered their tracks, and it didn't even a little bit. Number 3, my favorite of the top 5 excuses during this investigation. The investigation is over. Now, this is almost a continuation of the first one here. But after they got the first notice of allegations in January of 2016, and leading up to the draft, I'll say his name again, Steve Robertson of Scout.com was telling you that there was going to be an amended notice of allegations or a second notice. They were either going to amend it with more charges or they were just going to send a second one straight out. And I think they amended it eventually and got it up to 21 allegations, 15 level 1 allegations. But no Ole Miss fan would hear it. Nope, the investigation was over. Nope, not going to hear it. Investigation's over. They're finished. They never come back for a second time. That's stupid. That's just Steve Robertson being Steve. Well, Steve Robertson being Steve has turned out to be right every step of the way. Every step of the way. So when he told you there was an investigation, you said no, he was right. When he told you there was going to be a second notice of allegation and you said no, he was right. Number 2, snitches get stitches. That's right. Leo Lewis plays for Mississippi State now, linebacker. He was once committed to Ole Miss, and you know the story. He was at Ole Miss's Committee on Infractions hearing. He was one of the players given immunity to tell what he was offered from Ole Miss or given from Ole Miss. And before the Egg Bowl last year, I believe one of Ole Miss's media members tweeted out after hearing that Leo Lewis was involved in all this that you know what snitches get. Well, in this case, Leo Lewis went to the Egg Bowl and got 6 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and a sack. So apparently that's what snitches get. But the tap dancing it requires to say that you're innocent of all charges, but Leo Lewis is a snitch, is really impressive. How could you say you're innocent and then accuse somebody of snitching on you? That you can't snitch on somebody who hasn't done anything wrong. That's one of my favorites. Boy, they hate Leo Lewis, and I think he loves it. My favorite Ole Miss excuse / falsehood during this entire investigation. Number 1, it's all a giant conspiracy put forth by Dan Mullen because Ole Miss was getting so good. Ole Miss's best season during this run was 9-3. State's about to go 9-3 right now. Right the hell now. And to have the gall to actually put this out to your subscribers and to have them believe it, that this investigation that lasted 3 or 4 years, that this 21 allegations, which includes loaner cars and academic fraud and sleeping on a couch and hunting on a booster's land and boosters talking to recruits and boosters texting recruits and $10,000 here, $10,000 there and red Hummers and all of that, to think that all came from the mind of Dan Mullen is one of the most twisted, ridiculous ideas I've ever heard in my life. What do you think that man is doing? You think he's coaching his football team, or you think he's sitting back on a Chase lounge rubbing a Persian cat, thinking of ways to bring down mighty Ole Miss? Mighty Ole Miss that couldn't beat Memphis and Arkansas during their best season in history. Mighty Ole Miss needed a conspiracy to take them down? No. Ole Miss is the one that hired a false preacher as a coach. Ole Miss is the one that basically ratted on itself. Ole Miss is the one that thought the only way Ole Miss is going to be successful is to cheat egregiously. And that is why we're here. That's why the hammer's coming. Those are my top 5 favorite excuses for the Egg Bowl. Now, we'll go ahead and end the podcast here shortly. We will go ahead and end the podcast shortly, and I'll talk to you about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to cut it short a little bit today, but I'll come to Facebook Live. We'll talk about 5 or 10 minutes today. So on the podcast, we'll be back tomorrow for a Thanksgiving show. I'm about to record it right now. We'll be back tomorrow. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. All right, let's take some. There we go. Let's take some Facebook Live comments. I don't know about the light. I think I got to get out of your way. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, is it too bright? Too bright for you? My daughter. All right. What you guys got? You guys want to talk about Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Steve C. is here. Steve C., our friend of the show, gave us this cowbell. You good? You good? You happy? Let him look at that. Look at that. Look at that right there. Yep. No, don't do that. All right. That's my daughter, Emma. I have 9 kids. You all right? I have 9 kids. This is one of them. She got to come to work with me. That's not nice, Jay Hammers. She got to come to work with me today, and she's sitting here with me having a good time. So Egg Bowl is tomorrow night. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Who's going to win the Egg Bowl? Who's going to win, Mississippi State or Ole Miss? That's right. That is correct. That is correct. Hey Dad said he is an 8.5 on the scale of Ole Miss hate today. Where do you rank? Oh, like 11? I'm not 8.5. I'm like 26, actually. Jay Robertson says, hi, Sweetie Pie. Well, hello. Thank you. You never called me Sweetie Pie before. That's very nice. Happy Thanksgiving. Your daughter is a doll. Thank you, Lynn Rhodes Gilmer. Somebody said she is too pretty to be related to Shrek. That's not nice at all. That's not nice. Who would say that? Who would say that? Butch Bailey says, I assume she looks like her mother. Do you look like your mom or your dad? Your aunt? You talking about Kate, my sister? Does Leo Lewis have his best game of the year tomorrow? Well, he had a really good game in the Egg Bowl last year. He had an exceptional game. He had 6 tackles, a couple tackles for loss. He had a big 4th and 1 tackle. He had a big sack. It was really, really impressive last year. I assume. So let's go ahead and be honest. Somebody brings the chain out of the locker room every game. Somebody brings that big chain. Jeffrey Simmons did against Alabama. I mean, you and I both know it's probably going to be Leo, right? If it's not Leo, we're failing at what we're doing here. Leo has to bring that chain out. Jay Willingham says largest Egg Bowl blowout. I think it was last year, 55-20. How easily can your daughter beat Terp in arm wrestling? Pretty easily, I'd say. Terp is the worst. Hashtag blame Terp. Wait, Terp's fault. That's it. Hashtag Terp's fault. You aren't sweetie pie, more like you. That's not nice. That's not nice. Walker Brandon III. Well, I couldn't waste time getting Walker Brandon III ready today. I had to do this. Darren Butler says the Tom Mars letter rivals a shot of Jack. Yeah, I was feeling it pretty good. That Tom Mars, man. Boy. I'm not saying I love Tom Mars, but if he called and asked for a kidney, I'd start feeling around back there, make sure I still had 2 of them, because I'd. Grace Thacker Good says, "Happy Thanksgiving, Terp."
Happy Terpsgiving.
Unbelievable. That is the last time you will ever talk on this show.
I'm still here.
Time to build the Tom Mars statue, says Jay Hammers. C. Warren Franklin says, Emma, ring the bell. Which bell you want to ring? Yeah, go ahead. All right, put it down. No, not that one. Not that one. Okay. All right. Let's go about 5 more minutes, and then I have to record a second podcast today for Thanksgiving. And I'll have that one out early tomorrow, so you guys can wake up and listen to it tomorrow. I might even have it out tonight. But I'll have this podcast out at noon, and then I'll have that one out either late tonight or early tomorrow. Matt Weisinger says Terp has to go. There's a Terp revolution on this. That Terpsgiving didn't go over very well, buddy. That Terpsgiving did not go over well. Sandra Thompson says, Happy Thanksgiving from Houston, Mississippi, home of the Hilltoppers. Houston, Mississippi. I like that town. Quit doing that. You're not Hugh Freeze's daughter. Does it feel good that the Egg Bowl is more predictable than the Iron Bowl? Yeah, it does. I mean, we still got to win the game. I'm still nervous that we're not going to win the game, but I mean, every angle you look at favors State, so feel pretty good about it. In my opinion, the most famous Maryland Terp is Randy White. What Bobby Strickland says. Who is the most famous Terp? Scott Van Pelt?
He's pretty famous. Larry David.
Larry David's a Terp?
Uh-huh. Jim Henson.
Jim Henson is from Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the Muppets guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Maryland.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm almost certain he is from Mississippi.
I don't know if he is.
I thought he went to Southern Miss.
Nope. There's a statue of him and Kermit in front of our student union.
You have a statue of Kermit the Frog?
On Jim Henson's shoulder.
You guys root for the Turtles, and then you have a statue on your campus of Kermit the Frog.
Yes, because he created the Muppets. Go Terps.
What do you think about Kermit the Frog? What's your favorite TV show?
Thunderman.
The Thundermans. That is the worst.
What is that?
It's an awful show. Don't ever watch it. Jim Henson is from Leland, Mississippi. Leland, Mississippi, Jim Henson Museum, birthplace of Kermit the Frog. Did he really go to Maryland, though?
Yes.
Somebody Google that because he is
100%.
probably lying to me.
100%.
I didn't know Larry David went to Maryland.
Yep.
Pretty good.
So did Tim Kirkchin.
Who's the baseball tonight guy?
Yep.
You're scraping the bottom of the barrel now, buddy. Hashtag Terp's fault. Preston Smith says yes, he did go to Maryland. How did he grow? How was he born in Leland, Mississippi, and go to Maryland? Did he move to Maryland?
I don't know. Just know he
Okay.
went there. Probably just wanted to go to the best school in the country, so I chose Maryland.
The Egg Bowl is tomorrow. I'm sitting here talking about Muppets with Terp. This is ridiculous.
It's great stuff.
I immediately want to change my life. Oh boy, I might not come back tomorrow. I might not be back. No, I know where I'm not coming back tomorrow. Technically, it was a figure of speech. Okay. He might be right, but it's still Terp's fault. According to Wikipedia, Jim Henson went to Maryland. All right. That's an odd place to go from Mississippi, though. That's an odd place to go from anywhere. Maryland. Where are you going, Maryland?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jay Robertson says, Emma, what's it like to have Brandon Walker as a dad? Embarrassing. Embarrassing is what she said. Well, somebody's got a birthday coming up. It ain't going to be a birthday. All right, Mississippi State and Ole Miss tomorrow. Mississippi State and Ole Miss tomorrow. I like State in that game. I like State in most games, but particularly this game. I'll talk about it on the podcast, the next one I record. I think this matchup is perfect for Mississippi State. I think it's the best matchup we face all year. Why am I being told not to call out the nonsense happening at Ole Miss? Both old ADs told fans to chill. Will Everett. Yeah. And neither fan base took it very well. Neither fan base took it very well at all. I mean, I'm not going to stop making fun of Ole Miss. It's not my fault their coach was calling escorts in Tampa. It's not my fault they had loaner cars. It's not my fault they're going to be 5-7 for the second year in a row. You take that up with Ole Miss. All right. Good place to finish here. So we'll go ahead and cut this one off. Landshark, you'll be dismissed. And then Terp and I will record a second podcast. But we'll have a post-game Facebook Live from the Egg Bowl tomorrow night. Well, not from the Egg Bowl. I'm not going. But from my living room. Calm down. Just sit there for a second. From my living room, we'll have a post-game Facebook Live in the wake of hopefully a victory tomorrow night. Please join me for that. And then, Terp, you're going to be here Friday, right?
Yes.
I'm going to actually come in and we're going to do a show on Friday. It's not just going to be a podcast.
We'll do Facebook.
We're going to do the whole thing because it'll be the day after the Egg Bowl. It'll be a big deal. So we're gonna come in and do that. So we'll be back on Friday. And Adam Toomey says West Point, Hattiesburg, and Saturday in Oxford. Who's going to win for the state championship in 5A? You know the answer to that. Point City. Until next time, my name is Brandon Walker. This is my daughter Emma, and you look at the camera and smile. And you have been watching more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.